Hey guys, back again working on the Bearguy. Apologies for the fan. It's quite warm here today. So yeah, we're going to be working on this a little tonight. We're going to pick up where we left off, this time finishing up setting pieces down. Then we're going to start working on drilling the hole for the new head mount. Got a couple ideas on how we're going to go about changing the mounting, and we'll go from there. So let's get into it. So yeah, I haven't worked on this in a few days, just haven't gotten to it. No real reason. But tonight, feeling pretty motivated. I'd like to get this done so we can move on to the next project. It looks like we got a little bit of a nasty line here that's gonna either have to be filled or it might come back with a different sponge on it. Yeah, actually, look at that. Yeah, that's probably gonna have to get filled then. Just gonna keep going, trying to clean up some of the missed glue points. Yeah, that's gonna need to get filled. So at the moment, we got two ideas on how we can remount the head once we get the new hole drilled. Option one is we basically create a mounting site similar to what's currently there in terms of how it's built up. Advantage of this is it will allow the head to still technically be mobile, as we're basically reproducing what the kit already has. The downside of this is that it's fairly complicated. It's not going to be something we can easily build to the same level of quality, and I'll only admit we're probably never going to really move the head, so it seems we're basically making busy work for us that's not necessary. Okay. Check the other side in a second. So that's one option. The second option is we basically take some putty and basically mount the polycap to the head and then just attach the body as it is now and work with that. Advantage of this is it's simple. It's probably be quick and easy. The main issue though is getting that alignment, because if we goof that up, we're really in trouble, because it's going to be next to impossible to really fix it. And additionally, as I said, if we don't get that right, that throws everything else off, and yeah, that would be very bad. Let's see. Yeah, we'll definitely have to fill in that seam there. It really didn't do a great job of closing up. Try to make a run for it. Clean. This one's all right. Oop. Trying to get away. So, okay, that's good. Let's get in here. Okay, that took quite nicely. Still got a little down here on the bottom. So, okay, we got an idea at least now where all we need to clean up once we get to puttying. So we got to get these guys. Oh, get full. Get these nubs first. So yeah, at least this stage is not going to be too interesting. It's just going to be a lot of sanding for right this instant moment. Now, upside is I did figure out how we're going to cut the hole. As to look at the pour stubs, they're perfectly aligned with where we need to go. So, if we run a bit of tape, we should be able to fairly easily align where we need to cut without too much hassle. Sorry, Alan, you got this thing. Now I've got my hand resting. It was getting a little painful. Oop. I think we just about got this guy cleaned up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now let's get his twin. So at very least, we are making progress, which is always a good thing. Now, something I'm thinking I might do next time we're working on this is give a hint as to what this project might ultimately be. Nothing too obvious, but something to at least narrow it down. Oh, sorry, I need to stretch my hand for a second. Okay, so we got those guys cleaned up. Those guys were already clean. Just keep those two separate. Now, as I was saying, if you look at the part, you can see this one gives us perfect y-axis cut, and this gives us basically a perfect x-axis cut. So, let me grab some tape. Again, I'm using tape as it's not going to leave any kind of residue. Plus, shoot, pop that guy off. That's going to make things a lot more interesting. But as I was saying, I'm using tape because it's not going to leave anything. And two, if I do goof up, I can reposition it. And I think I'm a little off. 1 second while I grab some tweezers. That'd be a lot easier. This is going to be the challenging part. In this first bit correctly started, is what's going to make or break. I think we got it this time. Yeah, that looks just about right. Got it under. Let's get to the next piece. Okay, so now repeat the process going this way. Should, in theory at least, Okay. Give us the back. Now, just to give an idea. In fact, actually, I think I'll go ahead and cut out the front face and just sort of pseudo attach it, just to make it a little easier to play with some of the alignments. Okay. Just checking how this is going together. I'm just gonna sort of lightly attach this so that if it wants to attach. There. Yeah, there we go. Now, put him there. Yeah, that looks just about right. So yeah, we'll sort of sit sort of like this. Okay, so that worked out. Now, let's get this guy off, and then we can drill our hole. Oh, oops. So we still need to attach his ears, but no rush there. Okay. Now we're going to start the hole a little smaller than we need, because it's a lot easier to go larger than it is to go smaller. And let's start with 1/8. Okay, let me get the tape put away, and let me get out my pen vise. Hopefully I can load this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hand it. My pen vise is not big enough for these drill bits. Okay, so put that right there. Actually, you know what? We'll start a little smaller. Just do a starter hole, and then we'll go up to that. Start with 1/16. It never hurts to do a starter hole. That'll help you when you go to your larger. Again, this thing starts always the hard part. I don't think I can just tighten down all the way, but let's try that again. So yeah, I'm gonna fully drill the smaller hole through. There we go. Oop. There we go. So yeah, now we got that started. So since that's now clear, it'll make it easier for us to drill the larger hole. And then obviously if we need to go even larger, which I don't think we will. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah. Yes, so at the moment I'm thinking we might go with the putty route, since that's going to give us the least hassle. Okay, I think, yeah. Go ahead and try using a 7/64, so that should give us roughly same sort of size. Yep. Let's do this. Oh, good. Just digging into my hand. Okay. Honestly, we'll then sand this. Still just a tad too small. Okay, we'll go up one size more. We'll do it. I guess I was right to go 1/8 to begin with. So this should now turn. Just a clean hole. Yep, there we go. Which to mount our little guy. Okay. Put the little bit away. That's one thing definitely, if you're serious in the modeling, you need to pick up is at least one good set of drill bits, as it's going to be invaluable. So now let's do another quick little sort of prod check. Make sure we're still getting the look we want. Yeah. Now, actually, I almost wonder if we could do this without the poly. Oh, yeah, we'll probably need to still keep the poly cap so that the umdrum, we can unmount it. Let's go ahead and pop this tape off. So, yeah, because also we still need to get it off and make it easier to paint. There we go. Now let's clean this guy up a little. I'm going to run the X-Acto brown in that just a little to clean that hole up just a tad. I'm just taking the little burrs off. I'm not doing anything heavy. While we're here, might as well clean this up real quick. Okay, so we got that. Now, let's take a look. Actually, now that I think about it, if we do it like this, holy cap. I think might be able to pseudo align this. This down on. Okay, so it goes on like that. I wonder if we can, this will take the glue. Because if it will, then I won't have to really do much anything else. So I'll give that a few minutes, see if it'll stick without taking the other. Okay, so while that's setting up, let's clean up the rest of the head, and we'll start to get some of the other parts out. Get that cleaned. That's a nasty one. There we go. So yeah, sometimes just, test fitting will present you with ideas and options you didn't think about. So that's a major reason you should do it. Even on, normal builds, you can sometimes find issues before they're really issues, which in turn lets you be able to fix them much more easily. Backhand, this guy's really stubborn. Yeah, just a heads up, this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, especially if that guy takes a while to set up. So I'd like to make sure that's good and secure so we can give it a fair evaluation, see if that method's going to work. Okay. Some of that's sticking to it. Okay, so it's sort of holding. So what I think we can do is maybe use a little bit of putty around it just to sort of strengthen and reinforce the bond. So we'll set that aside for now. So yeah, that ended up working fairly well. So let's get his little ears out. Now these we're not going to do anything special with. They're just going to be normal. Alright. Now we are going to have to build him a little something else to go with. And that's not counting the base. Obviously, once I start doing the base, that's when things are going to really start coming together, and people should hopefully get it at that point. Oops, knocked my fan a little. So let's clean these ears up. Now, obviously, we'll attach the ears and the head totally together before we start painting. Then probably another stream we're going to eventually start working on decals. For that, we're going to be doing those in Adobe Illustrator. Since I'm not 100% set on sizing yet, I've been doing that since Illustrator's vector-based versus Photoshop, which is pixel-based. Reason for this is, since it's vector-based, it's based on a mathematical equation as opposed to individual pixels. So if you're resizing an image, if it's pixel-based, people will try to make a best guess as to what the pixels should be in the larger size, but it doesn't always do the best job. Whereas if it's vector-based, since again you're given a 3-axis set of parameters, all you're doing is basically multiplying it by a scalar to change the size in either enlarging or shrinking. So that makes it better for stuff like this, where we're not 100% sure of what size we need. Because obviously we'll do a test print with a couple of different sizes and probably numerically number them so we have an idea, which one's going to work, and then we'll just make sure we mark off which one is the one we need, and we'll go from there. Okay, got his little tail cleaned. Okay, so we got that done. Let's go ahead and get his face and inner ear parts out. Yeah, that's probably going to take... I'm going to give that a much longer time to set up than we're probably going to have tonight for this. Because I want that good and dry before we go messing too much with it. And I also don't want to accidentally undo it just because, we got it right the first time. No reason to go trying to introduce a potential goof. Okay, got those off. Then, obviously, as I said, we're going to eventually do a base. That, for most part, unfortunately, is going to be done off screen. Probably, I think I might start that tomorrow or maybe Monday. We'll see what the weather has. If it's going to be like this, I'm probably not going to get that started yet just because I don't want the humidity affecting the finish. Okay, got that done. This over here with the other guys. Though most of these parts are still going to end up being white. That'll be our clue for tonight. The majority of it, save for thinking the nose part and the ears, are going to be white. That's the clue you get tonight. So hopefully we'll start getting some guesses. Obviously the first one isn't going to go up on YouTube until this Thursday, which does remind me I need to get that to start uploading. Okay. Which I'll probably do later tonight before bed. Okay, got that done. Alright, so we got those cleaned up. Basically gotten all the body parts out. Let's also, actually I think I'll wait catching this on till after we putty this up and get it filled. Obviously I don't want potentially goof up something there, so yeah. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for tonight then on this project. It ended up being a bit of a shorter stream. But hey, we solved one of our major issues that I had going in. So I'll let that dry. Then probably tomorrow night we'll get on and do some more streaming to do all our puttying, and we'll get that support puttied in around it. Excuse me, as well as putty in some support or cleanup for these guys. So yeah, until next time. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. We'll be on a little bit later, at 9 o'clock, 9:30, to do some more Final Fantasy streaming. So until then.